All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another segment of Hey, Mr. LifeCore. I am your host, Jason Paul. As always, thank you for tuning in, whether it's with us live or, of course, watching this video later. We greatly appreciate it. It is 12/27 of 2018, which makes it the last Thursday of the year of 2018. And obviously, it's that time of year where we look back as well as we look ahead. And as you may have seen in the posting, we're talking a little bit about resolutions. And of course, what makes this year different or what's going to be important for this year. And funny, I'll share a little story with you. And a lot of this will be a lot of my personal experience. But I was at the light the other day here in Phoenix, and I came upon this pickup truck that had a treadmill in the back of it, and shall I say it was just rather thrown in there, right? And I couldn't help to myself and think that the way this treadmill was placed in this vehicle, that it was kind of almost the way that they were kind of looking at their health, right? They was kind of like, well, whatever, it's fine. As well as I couldn't help but think about how many times this treadmill might have been recycled, right, for multiple New Year's resolutions that failed and failed time again. So I found it very interesting, right, because we all have made them and we all have failed at them, or at least some of them, anyways, right? And I started thinking to myself, what does make next year so different? And as you guys may have recalled in the past, I'm a big quote guy, right? And one of the quotes that means more to me now than it did in years past, and that is, the more sand that escapes our hourglass, the clearer we should see things, right? And the point being is, unfortunately, as we get older, we realize that the end of our life is inevitably closer. Now, the truth is, we all know that nothing is guaranteed, and life could end tomorrow for any one of us. But it's obviously our presumption that we will hopefully be old and gray when those days come. But the reality is, as we do get older, we are mathematically closer to that, right? And so you start to say to myself, well, what now is different? Because if you look back in the years past, and especially with New Year's resolution being such a health time of year, right, where people have eaten poorly, done poorly things, or failed for the year, and say, this is going to be the new year, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to exercise, all of these things, right? But regardless of whatever it is, what's interesting, right, is you look back and say, well, had I done this, or had I done that, or had I followed through, I would already be there, right? You wouldn't actually have to still be talking about it. You would have done it already. And the point being, as we look at this, is now we would have more time to enjoy it. But now we don't, right? Because unfortunately, we've let it slide, or as we talked about the failed New Year's resolutions, that we kind of chalk it up as, oh, well. But yet, they must be important to us, right? Because we keep making them. So I think as we look forward, at least as I look forward to next year, and say, okay, what is actually going to be different? And why is it different? And for me, the why is different is because, unfortunately, again, I am getting older. I have two wonderful little boys that you start to realize that as a family, it's important that you follow through, set an example, be something for them, and so when they grow up, they have a good role model, right? They have a great foundation. So for me, that's where I look at next year, as in healthcare for all of us, it's now or never. And now or never from a standpoint of how we are going to start shifting the paradigm and correcting the system, right? And for all of us, it should be something we should look at as a now or never aspect of things, whether it's our personal health, right? And that's everything from, again, exercise to eating, but it's our mental health, it's our physical health, it's all those things. And saying, what am I going to do? But more so, why am I going to do it, right? Everybody talks about losing 15 pounds or whatever the amount is, but why? Why? Why 15 pounds? Or what would you feel like? What would it be like if you didn't have that? Because to me, that's what we need to do it for, not for the 15 pounds as the goal, but for what you're looking for out of that, right? And I think as consumers, we all need to start looking at the years in which they're building blocks as opposed to, this year I'm going to accomplish this. Well, what if I can just continue to add on to things that are not necessarily a specific goal, but actually more or less life changing and life altering? And I think as professionals, we have to look at everything and say, okay, if I'm in healthcare, is this the year in which I'm going to find a cause, a movement, an organization, or people in which I believe in what they're doing, and I'm going to get behind them and support that initiative, right? Because I think what's important is that all of us have got to start to find, both personally and professionally, the different people that we align ourselves with, or align with regards to thoughts, habits, ideas. Excuse me, I'm battling a cold. And say, we're going to support you, we're going to help you, and get behind that. Because again, when you look at change, in this case, looking at resolutions that we make at the beginning of the year, it really has to do with us coming together and supporting one another. In the end, yes, we ourselves individually have to put forth the effort and do it, but it's important that we find ourselves surrounded by friends, by families, by professionals that are willing to support what it is we're trying to accomplish, that aligns with our ideologies, our morals, our values, our goals, right, of things. So as we close out 2018 and look to 2019, I guess what I look for in myself is that this is it. There's no excuses, right? And for me, my focus this year is going to be living a life of gratitude. Not about what we don't have or where we're wanting to go or where we know we'll end up being. It's about being very thankful for this very moment, being very thankful for every challenge that we encounter, being very thankful for every accomplishment that we have achieved and going to achieve, but really just enjoying every moment and having that life of gratitude, right? And knowing that we're still working forward towards bettering ourselves and our organizations, and realizing that it's now or never. So we're going to do whatever it takes to make those changes, to really apply what it is that we're thinking and actually get it to stick and actually make some change happen. So I think I've rambled on enough, because again, it is the end of the year. Most of us are enjoying, hopefully, fans and family at this point in time. But I want to just say thank you for what has been a short stint of these segments, and hopefully we'll continue to grow an audience and have more interaction, because I got to be honest with you, I like to talk, but I don't like to be the only one talking. So I look forward to having some more interaction with you guys in 2019, and appreciate all your comments, your thoughts, your ideas as we do move into the new year, because without your interaction, without your dialogue, quite frankly, the conversation is obviously a one-way street, and not a lot of things are always accomplished when it's a one-way street. So please participate. I'm wishing you all the best for 2019. Be safe, be well, but most importantly, just be sincere and be honest, and know why you're doing what it is you're going to do for 2019. Take care. Until next week, or till next year, should I say. Be sure to link us up on all of our social media and email us, call us, whatever you want to do. Take care. Bye.